Hey, how's it going, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be reviewing The Grand Dark by Richard Kadrey. The Grand Dark is a gothic dystopian novel, which is like two words that I never thought that I would use in conjunction in the same sentence. So it's a pretty interesting concept. And the reason why it's a gothic dystopian is if you can think of gothic, huge cathedrals, big tall buildings, kind of run down. Our lead protagonist, Largo, is a courier message, package delivery guy on his bicycle, traveling through Lower Pratsawa, which was recently at war with High Pratsawa. So there's a lot of rundown buildings, war, after effects of the war, which people are trying to still, get used to and that type of thing. But there's another war looming again with High Pratsawa. So there's always that tension within the city of you never know when your life is going to change at any moment. So like the picture suggests here, you can see all these, big, tall cathedral looking buildings, which is exactly how I pictured it in my mind. Depending on, where you go in the city, the air might be toxic due to all the factories and just emissions that all of these businesses are emitting into the air. So there's really no main antagonist of the story. There's no main bad guy, but I would say that the city itself is the antagonist, and the city itself really feels alive in this book. Like I mentioned a second ago, the toxic air, depending on where you go, there's some people that are born there that can't help but breathe it, but then other people who live in different parts of the city don't want to travel there because they don't want to get sick themselves. There are AI, I'm blanking on the name right now, but basically there's the evolution of AI that is threatening people's jobs. Like Largo, he's like I said, he's a courier messenger guy who will travel across the city on his bicycle to deliver packages to certain people. And there are automated robots that are essentially doing his job. So even though it's illegal in this, society, he'll kind of tip one over every once in a while or put something in its path so it can't complete its job, just, job security on his end. But overall, I really liked the whole setting of this book. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Can't remember if I mentioned that or not, but there's just so much dynamic here in terms of the world that Kadrey has built. There are secret police called the Nachtvogel, which, if you look at them the wrong way, or if if you see something happening in the distance or, off to the side of you, it's best to just stay in your lane. Don't look at them, because if you look at them the wrong way, they have every right to come up to you. Oh, what were you witnessing? Are you, are you planning something also? And they just take you and they put you in the back of their car, and then you never get seen again, So it's a very dangerous city, very high tension all the time. And Largo is somewhat content with his life. He lives with his girlfriend, Remy, in an apartment. And though he starts off very shy, doesn't ask a lot of questions, he eventually turns into this character of, I'm going to question everything. And although he's an adult, he has to grow up quickly, if you catch my drift. Which was giving me Fahrenheit 451 type of vibes, if you've ever read that. Like Montag in that book started off the same way, where he was very, he followed orders. He didn't ask too many questions also, and he was kind of just shy and timid. But by the end of the book, he stands up for himself and for what he believes is right, and, goes against the bad guy, so to speak. So there's in my head, there's a direct parallel there between Largo's character arc and Montag's character arc. I'm sure they weren't I'm sure this book wasn't inspired by that, but that's just the kind of character arc that type of vibes that I was getting from that. And it just has a lot of interesting pieces to it. There are iron dandies who are war veterans that walk around the city. You can tell that they're injured and that they were war veterans because of their masks that they wear. A lot of them had got damage from the war, and facial reconstruction, but they are very, like, if you're walking down the street, you don't want to get in their way. A lot of people just kind of keep their distance, missing limbs. Largo and Remy are drug addicts, addicted to, I'm blanking on names, but it's like morphia is the name of it. It's like a liquid drug where you just put it under your tongue and then it warms you up and, makes you feel elation really quickly. It only needs like 2 or 3 drops, but, morphia and these different diseases that are going around the city play a huge role in what the government has planned for its people and how they plan to suppress people even more, which is very common in dystopian novels. I love dystopian novels. I've read only like a few of them, but I don't love every dystopian, but ones that catch my eye, I end up loving immensely. So if you are into that dark, creepy vibe, gothic vibe, and or dystopian vibe, I think there's something here that could be accessible through a wide number of audiences. So I would really recommend that you pick this one up. 4 out of 5. And I'll see you guys in the next book review video. See you later. Another quick thing that I forgot to mention that I'll add after this video, should have put it right in the middle, is that I really like the relationship between Largo and Remy. It just seems very natural and they complement each other well. So just wanted to add that extra comment in. See ya.